What we want is a quick resolution of this dispute. I don't believe that it's a question of whether. I believe it's a question of who should do it. And the dispute is between the UK and France. But the European Commission has a critical role to play. I think it would be very hard to explain when the tide of COVID recedes, and given the European Commission's emphasis, quite rightly, on sustainability and the Green New Deal and the digital future, if we end up with less rail connectivity after COVID, I think that's not acceptable. Hundreds of millions of euro of state aid has been approved by the European Commission for airlines, again, quite rightly. But this is a crucial piece of rail connectivity infrastructure that cannot be allowed to collapse.
Now, we know that rail companies sort of compete for rail lines all the time. Surely if Eurostar folds, wouldn't there be another company that could step in and pick it up, or would that be too difficult?
I think it would be too difficult. A new entrant to this market is not conceivable at this time. You outlined at the beginning that there's been a 95% collapse in traffic. There is one return route per day and only 10% occupancy. It doesn't really suggest that a new entrant could readily be achieved. Other suggestions have been that cargo could replace passenger numbers, but again, that doesn't seem to be possible. The shareholders of Eurostar have already capitalized the company to the tune of £200 million. So all other alternatives have been explored. We are dealing now with in trying to get a quick resolution and cooperation between the French and British government.
This is significant as well, sort of in the wake of Brexit. What does that train link mean for people on either side of the channel?
Well, look, you quite rightly said as well, this is all about jobs and viable businesses, but it's also a symbolic connection between the UK and the EU. The Channel Tunnel was one of the great achievements, I suppose, that put an end to a rivalry that goes back many centuries. And it is symbolic that that should be maintained and that it should survive this pandemic. Brexit has soured relations between the EU and the UK. And there are those of us who really do have the ambition that the UK would be a partner of the European Union and not a rival. So it's therefore would be tragic and would compound the injury of Brexit if we lost the Eurostar and the Channel Tunnel connection because of a lack of investment. As I said, hundreds of millions of euro having been invested by national governments in their airlines. Most recently, 650 million euro into the Polish airline, and all of this approved by the Commission. 120 million euro into the Greek airline Aegean, and approved by the European Commission. So surely this critical piece of rail connectivity infrastructure could be saved in the same manner.